The Topshop owner has just published a report calling on the government to use its buying power to cut costs. He spoke to Bloomberg's Francine Lacqua.
The worst, hopefully, is behind. Do I think there's still some stormy seas? Yes. But I think, well, we've got virtually zero interest rates everywhere. How long that remains, there's clearly going to be inflation. But I think all the central banks realise they can't do anything with interest rates in the short term. And that's probably weathering part of the storm, that money is fundamentally cheap.
Are you concerned about the rest of the high street? I was speaking to a private equity banker who was saying once interest rates go up a little bit, actually you're going to have thousands of businesses out of work just because they're not run properly.
I don't agree with that. I think, first of all, interest rates don't go far for the next 18 months, 2 years, number one. I think bad businesses have already fallen over. I think in that time frame, people have got them. A lot of people have got themselves organised. There's going to be a few things, but I don't see anything major. Unless we have a catastrophe. I think if business as is, if you like, plus or minus, I think there's going to be no disasters.
We're 7 days away from the spending review. If you were in charge of, government spending, but also the whole budget in general, what is the one thing that you can't touch? I mean, of course, they're dealing with keeping growth, but at the same time, getting the deficit down.
You have to have money for the essential things government need to supply. So I think, health, education, frontline services, troops, we need the right availability of money. And I think you have to work back to front. Right? What are the sums of money you absolutely need? And therefore, which things do you have to be tougher on? And which things can you afford to take a slightly different view on? And I think you have to prioritise in that way.
Are you afraid of tax increases from a businessman point of view? I mean, again, it's a very tricky equation.
Look, I think when you say taxing, I think we have to be careful of. You don't want to scare the consumer, totally. I think, from what I've seen, that most people know there are going to be cuts. If we don't get scared by which paper you read, I think everybody knows there have to be. If you're this much in debt, it's like a business. You have to make decisions of which bits are the least painful. I don't think people want to cut for the sake of cut. I think there's necessity. At every level of life, everybody's become more careful at every level. Whether you're a business, whether you're a consumer, whether you're a saver, everybody's become more aware. This last 2 years has taught everybody to be more aware.